to season 3 of Community Storytelling. I'm Lissa Kreisler, and I think we have 2 besties sitting next to me, and if they're not besties, they should be. So let me introduce you. We have a newlywed, Kristin Maxwell, got the right new name.
You sure did.
Okay, and Kelly Duvall, which
Yes.
sounds like a movie star name, doesn't it? Well, there is a Duvall who's a movie star.
Shelley Duvall.
Yes.
And I'm not related.
Oh,
I was
darn
asked
it.
yesterday. I'm
Darn
so
it.
sorry. Yeah, no relation whatsoever.
So are you guys besties? Because you act like it.
We've only known each other for maybe about 2 years.
yeah.
Did you meet through your kids?
Actually, no, we didn't.
No.
We met indirectly when I moved here a couple years ago through, somebody introduced us through an email, and then we got acquainted and got together. And lo and behold, a year and a half later, we were sitting having a discussion over wine, as most discussions happen.
Very
And
best.
Exactly,
Yes.
talking about our collection of teenagers, and it just sort of came to the stuff that you don't always talk about in your passing by in the parking lot or at exercise class or whatever. And we were like, God damn, this is hard. And, it came to be like the good, bad, and the ugly. And it's not always good, and there's a lot of ugly, and that nobody really likes to talk about. So then
Right.
the idea for this group sort
You
of-
started Moms of Teens.
We did.
And did just the 2 of you? You were the first 2 members?
Co-founders.
And now it's like
yeah,
a big
administrators.
deal, right? It's a big deal in Los Gatos.
We have said a couple of times, in Jerry Maguire, when Tom Cruise says to Renee Zellweger, like, our little company had a very, very big night. A couple of times we have said, like, oh my gosh.
pinch ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
Well, so how many are, and they're all women at this point, right?
we've had a few dads wanting admission, but we've said no to them at this point.
We have, yeah. So we've
and
kept
I
it to
understand
moms.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have our own women have their own unique problems
Yes.
with teens.
Yes.
I mean, I'm experienced. My daughter's now 34 and the other one's 29. So I
Yeah.
went through those teen years.
Right.
And they're interesting problems. And I have wonderful girls, and I know you have wonderful children, but every once in a while they kind of stray down the wrong street.
Good kids do things. I think good kids do things, and they experiment, and it's a challenging stage of life that I think there isn't a lot of support for. And what Kristen and I discussed is that oftentimes the things that your kids do when they're babies are exciting. They had their first soft food, or they slept all night, or
First word, or
Yeah.
they're so cute, and
they walked.
Walking and
And that's exciting, and it's social media worthy, and you take pictures and document it and tell people. But when your kids are teenagers, a lot of the milestones that they hit, of course, are exciting, like a prom, or they drive or
Yes.
something. But what if they drink for the first time,
Yes.
and you find out about that? Or
and it's
what
not
if
pretty.
No.
doesn't end well.
No.
Yes.
does.
And again, good kids do those things.
Well, we all did. I mean, let's
We
face
all
it.
did. I was just
We
gonna.
all did.
Yeah, we all did. So good kids experiment. Good kids push boundaries. Good kids make mistakes. And those are not always experiences that you want to share publicly, like, hey, on Facebook, guess what? I found da-da-da in my kid's backpack today. A jewel or
My
marijuana.
kid's failing out of
And
school.
not that you're saying
Yeah.
these things happen to you. Let's just
No.
because your kids will kill you.
Correct.
So you're just saying overall you have found out from this group. So how many are in your group?
259 as of last night. Yeah.
And where did you find all of these women who needed friends?
There's a lot of moms in this town that
Just from talking, just like at
Yep.
the soccer field or whatever?
or spreading the word through the Facebook group, or women that have gone to one of our monthly meetings and said, that was really cathartic for me, or that was really helpful, or I met and talked to someone that was going through something that I was going through. It really has been a source of connection and given women a great platform to feel comfortable about talking about some of these issues that are not real comfortable to talk about or go through alone.
Do
It's
you
true.
have a regular meeting time and a regular place?
We do. Not a regular place. Moms around town have been very generous to open up their homes. We generally like to hold it in someone's home. It feels a little bit more safe and
Intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you fit 250 people
This
in
is Los
somebody's
Gatos.
home? Oh, you're right.
But we don't usually
right.
get that many.
Oh, okay.
So the Facebook group is kind of its own entity, and we created that by, we started by just sort of inviting our friends. We built the Facebook group and we put some parameters in place for people to join. We have to approve them. So we're the administrators of the Facebook group. And so that group has grown, and we also gave people the opportunity to suggest the group to friends. So the group has just sort of taken off. So it's not even just Los Gatos moms anymore. We debated, should it just be people who live in town? And we felt like, well, gosh, we have friends. I have friends out of state, so does Kristen. Neither one of us are originally from here, or who live in Willow Glen or Southern California, or I have old college roommates who are lurkers on the Facebook page because they've heard about it and think it's so great. But the average meeting, I would say our biggest one, maybe we had 50. Our first one we had about 30. So typical meeting is between 15 and 45 or 50.
And is
women.
wine always part of it?
Not always,
But enough?
It's at nighttime.
but enough. And we have done a couple meetings during the day, and most of them have now been in the evening because a lot of women do work. So it makes, the time slot accessible for everybody to attend.
But it's not boozy.
Not boozy.
It's
No.
not boozy, but
No.
there's always wine and light bites.
And Kleenex.
And Kleenex,
Always
lots
Kleenex.
of Kleenex.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now you're talking
Yeah.
to me. What is the code of ethics?
This is good. Kelly actually kind of outlined it very well on the Facebook page, and I'll let her tell you about it.
what do we do about privacy and not
So
sharing?
that is a little bit tricky because some people, especially at the very first meeting, we really didn't know what to expect. We found very quickly, we circled up in a group. Chris and I decided that was the best way to start the meeting, and had moms basically say, what's your name? How old are your children? Where do they attend school? And then anything else you want to share. And I think we got to like mom number 3. And big things started to come out. So after that, we just felt like it was such a sacred space that we built in parameters that basically say, like, if you hear it here, it is not your news to share unless you've been told otherwise. So people do feel comfortable talking. It's not something you should share with your kids. So if you hear something, if I heard something about Kristen's
Definitely.
children, I don't go home and tell my kids, guess what? This happened at Kristen's home. We also did put in some disclaimers on the Facebook page. We stay away from anything that's religious based. We don't allow people to promote their businesses. Or to sell anything. If their kids are selling anything for a project, we don't promote that kind of stuff. This is really just for advice, support. What am I forgetting? So religion, religion, selling
Basically,
things,
no
privacy.
selling in religion.
Politics, probably no politics.
Oh, correct. Thank
Yeah.
you. No politics, and we also no disrespecting of other moms. No judgment.
No shaming. No shaming.
It needs to be really comfortable for someone to say whatever they want to say. And
Right.
yeah.
Do you have any professional therapists there, or you're just each other's therapist? And that's really all you need.
Both.
Yes.
We have brought in speakers. We brought in a really wonderful therapist who talked about social anxiety disorders and all kinds of different things that she's got a lot of patients here in town, and she's just a really wonderful woman. And she came in and gave a really great talk to quite a large group of women that
Yeah.
night. And then we've also had authors and looking at booking some other speakers and covering different topics. And we also would really like to hear from teenagers themselves if they would ever come in and talk to us to say, like,
Right.
what's the most annoying thing, or how can parents
Yes.
communicate with you most effectively given this situation or that situation. And we haven't gotten there yet, but we've talked about that. I think it would be beneficial
I
if they're
think you're
willing.
fabulous. I
Thank
just
you.
think this is such a fabulous idea that you need to go online and spread the word, because I think every neighborhood could use one of these.
I agree.
So
It's
tell us
neat.
how people find you, because now you're going to have moms coming out of the woodwork.
We hope so. We hope so.
So you can handle as many moms as come out.
We can.
So
I think.
so how
Yeah.
do they find you?
That's a great question.
From the Facebook page primarily
What
right
is
now,
the Facebook page
which
called?
is Los Gatos Moms of Teens.
Los Gatos Moms of Teens.
And you go on and then basically ask permission, and
Sure.
we make a daily scroll through of who's
Great.
applying for it, so there's no waiting around, and approve people. And there's a couple questions on there that we like people to answer before we say yes or no. We really don't turn anyone away, but
Right.
we like them to have kids within certain ages, 13
Sure.
to 18.
Okay.
Primarily live within the region around this area unless we know them from out of state or something like that. And then, basically they can come on, they can read through the articles that are posted, the conversation points that moms have gone back and forth about. People will just post a question if something's on their mind, and then the conversation gets rolling.
That's
and
great.
It
is
is.
great.
It's
great.
very
is
helpful and
It's great. All kinds of things. What's your curfew for your sophomore in high school?
Oh, my goodness.
Who is a good college counselor? Tell us about, should my child take AP US history?
What's the typical prom protocol for, staying out later for
Oh
a
my
junior
gosh.
or
Yeah.
whatever? So
You need to start your own podcast. You need to write a book.
you never shut up.
The sky's the limit. You women are fabulous, and I hope you are besties. And if you're not, you should be, because you just have this chemistry between the two
Thank
of
you. We're so
So,
grateful our paths crossed. That's a different story for another day.
I mean, it's like you finish each other's sentences, and you feel better now about being a mom of a teenager, don't you?
Completely.
I
Yes.
think you do. That's what it's all about. Support.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
very grateful.
Well, Kristin Maxwell and Kelly Duvall, you are great. Good luck with your new marriage.
Well, thank you so
A
much.
newlywed there. How about that?
Yay.
And then you're going to have to start another support group. That's
right.
It just goes on and on. What a fun time with you two women, and thanks for what you're doing. It is
Thank
so
you.
necessary.
Thank
Community storytelling at its finest. I don't know, Linda Lester, did I thank you for being our supporter? And Jayco's Art House of Los Gatos, thanks for being with us as well. And thank you for being with us right here at KCAT TV 15.